The Voynich Manuscript, a book bound in vellum and filled with an unknown script and bizarre illustrations, stands as arguably the world's most enigmatic and persistent puzzle, captivating scholars, cryptographers, and armchair detectives for over a century. Its story begins in 1912, when Wilfrid Voynich, the Polish-American antiquarian book dealer, stumbled upon it while cataloging a collection of books purchased from the Jesuit Collegio Mondio in Frascati, Italy. The manuscript, initially estimated to be over 200 years old, was acquired by Voynich for a mere $2,000, a sum that now seems laughably small considering the decades of relentless effort it has spurred to decipher its secrets. Voynich recognized its unusual nature almost immediately, noting the unfamiliar alphabet, the unique illustrations, and the lack of any discernible authorship or known context. He named it the Voynich Manuscript, a designation that has stuck ever since, and immediately began his own attempts to understand its meaning, unsuccessfully seeking the help of renowned cryptographers and linguists. The manuscript is comprised of roughly 240 surviving pages, written on handmade vellum, sheepskin parchment, that has undergone radiocarbon dating, placing its origin sometime between 1404 and 1438, a period coinciding with the European Renaissance. The pages are organized into several sections, each visually distinct and tentatively interpreted by scholars as thematic groupings. These include herbal, astronomical, biological, cosmological, pharmaceutical, and recipes. The herbal section is arguably the most extensive, featuring meticulously drawn depictions of plants, some resembling known species while others are entirely fantastical, often with interconnected root systems and unusual flowers. The astronomical section contains circular diagrams featuring celestial bodies, constellations, and astrological symbols, prompting speculation about its potential connection to astronomy or astrology. The biological section presents a series of interconnected tubs or vessels filled with what appear to be human-like figures or organs, often depicted bathing or submerged in a fluid, a depiction that has led to various interpretations ranging from anatomical studies to alchemical practices. The cosmological section features elaborate circular diagrams, sometimes referred to as rosettes, incorporating cosmological elements and what appear to be complex symbolic representations, defying easy interpretation. Pharmaceutical sections characterized by depictions of containers, jars, bottles, and pots, often accompanied by plant parts, suggesting a connection to medicine or alchemy, though the precise nature of these practices remains elusive. Finally, the recipe section contains short, paragraph-like texts, sometimes accompanied by illustrations, leading some scholars to believe it might contain instructions for preparing remedies or concoctions. The script itself is the manuscript's most perplexing feature, consisting of approximately 20-30 distinct glyphs or characters. It bears no resemblance to any known language or writing system. Its structure appears to be consistent, exhibiting statistical properties similar to natural languages, such as Zipf's law, but the meaning of individual words and phrases remains utterly incomprehensible. The absence of proper nouns, punctuation, or any clear grammatical markers further complicates the decipherment effort, leaving scholars with a fragmented and enigmatic code. Over the centuries, countless individuals and teams have attempted to crack the Voynich manuscript's code, employing a wide range of techniques from traditional cryptography to statistical analysis and machine learning. Early attempts focused on identifying the manuscript as a cipher, a substitution code in which each glyph represents a letter or syllable of a known language. These efforts largely proved fruitless, as the statistical properties of the script didn't align with those of any known substitution cipher, suggesting a more complex form of encryption or, potentially, something entirely different. Some researchers proposed that the manuscript could be a hoax, a deliberately meaningless text created to deceive collectors or scholars. However, The manuscript's age, the quality of its materials, and the intricacy of its illustrations argue against a simple forgery, although the possibility of a carefully constructed elaborate hoax cannot be entirely dismissed. Others suggested that the manuscript might be written in a constructed language, an artificial language designed for artistic or philosophical purposes. However, the lack of any clear grammatical rules or semantic connections makes it difficult to classify the manuscript as a conventional constructed language. More recently, scholars have explored the possibility that the manuscript represents an encoded natural language, a language disguised through a complex system of abbreviations, symbols, or phonetic substitutions. This approach involves attempting to map the glyphs to sounds or syllables of known languages, searching for recurring patterns and potential semantic connections. But the emergence of machine learning and artificial intelligence has provided new tools for analyzing the manuscript, allowing researchers to identify subtle patterns and correlations that would have been impossible to detect manually. These algorithms have been used to analyze the statistical properties of the script, identify potential grammatical structures, and even generate hypotheses about the manuscript's meaning. Despite these advancements, however, the Voynich Manuscript remains stubbornly resistant to decipherment, defying all attempts to unlock its secrets. In 2019, a research team claimed to have cracked part of the manuscript, proposing that it represents a form of Proto-Romance language, such as Old Spanish or Old Portuguese, written using a sophisticated abbreviation system. However, this claim has been met with considerable skepticism within the academic community, with critics pointing to inconsistencies and alternative interpretations. The mystery of the Voynich Manuscript continues to captivate researchers and enthusiasts alike, inspiring a wide range of interpretations and fueling endless speculation. From coded medical texts to elaborate hoaxes, the manuscript's true nature remains elusive, ensuring its place as one of history's most enduring enigmas. The manuscript's enduring appeal lies not only in its complexity, but also in the tantalizing possibility that it holds a profound and forgotten wisdom, waiting to be rediscovered. It represents a unique challenge to our understanding of language, cryptography, and the human mind, reminding us that some mysteries may simply be beyond our grasp.